Hello, I'm Louise Jensen and I'm going to be talking a little bit about the Stolen Sisters today and about the real life location I featured in the book. Now this is a story of Leah, Marie and Carly Sinclair who were snatched as children. So the story is kind of alternates between then and now chapters. So in the past we see the girls were taken and what happens to them, but in the present we know that they were returned and that they were fine. But what happens around their 20-year anniversary of their abduction is perhaps even more terrifying. But we're back in the past today with the girls when they were young and they were taken to a really remote location. Now finding the right location for your book, it doesn't always happen. Sometimes you just have to make stuff up, which I've done previously. But for the Stolen Sisters, there's an abandoned RAF base about an hour's drive from me called RAF Upwood. And I'd heard about the base and it's being knocked down actually at the moment to make way for housing, but I contacted the landowners, the housing company, and they invited me to go and have a look round and see if it would be a good place for me to set my book. And boy, was it a good place. It's so creepy. So I took some photos. After I'd written the book, I went back and used the items that the girls had given in the book by the kidnappers. So they have a pink blanket to keep them warm at night. They have cans of cherry Coke to drink, which I used to love as a child. They have packets of spicy tomato snaps. I don't know why I chose these. I don't think I ever liked them. They were just one of the crisps that stuck in my memory from when I was younger because they were so cheap. I think they were 5 or 10p a bag, but 39p now, so showing my age a little bit. And blackcurrant licorice sweets. I took a bag of these for the photos, and there's only one left because these are still my favourite sweets. Also, in the book, Leah has a gold cross that she loses, and there's a teddy bear which belongs to Leah. And I managed to find one exactly the same with a little red jumper, so I was very pleased with that. And so I went to RAF Upwood. I don't know if you're going to be able to see these photos, I hope so. So this is RAF Upwood. This is the real place. In the book I call it RAF Norwood, but everything is based on here. So let's just move on. I took my son along. My son gets so involved in my books and he was a big part of the Stolen Sisters and it is dedicated to him. So he came with me to do some filming, which was great fun. This, if you can see this, I'm going to print all these on my blog as well. They'll be a little bit easier to see. But this is the shower block. And there's a scene where the girls are running through the shower block and this is it. This is the room where they were held. There's bars at this window and a smaller window with bars in, and there's a scene in the book where the girls are rattling the bars trying to break them free. These are the bars. So little photo there of Leah's cross amongst the dirt, which made me really sad. And we have Leah's teddy bear. And then we have the crisps and the blanket, and then we found the room that they were going to be held in, and we staged a little setting thing and just tried to imagine how it would feel just to be trapped in a place where nobody ever goes, alone, not knowing when you're going to see your parents again, not knowing if you're ever going to get out. And it was terrifying actually, just being there for the few hours that we were there. It really creeped me out. So when we first went to choose our room, and this was the room we chose, somebody had written Amelia over the door. And for those of you that don't know, I also write high concept love stories under the name Amelia Henley. And it was like somebody was just waiting for me to arrive. So that really creeped me out too. Oh, the corridors. You'll see better when I publish these, but they're just endless and terrifying. And there are a few scenes when the girls are running down the corridors just trying to find the right way out. And this is the stairwell. There's a scene in the book, takes place in a ballroom, and until they get to the ballroom, they're running through this big building with various stairs. This is the stairs. Some of the graffiti in this building is just absolutely beautiful, and it's done by some really talented artists. The clown, he has slightly different hair here to the colour in the book, but if you've read the book, hopefully you'll find this image completely terrifying, as I did, and still do. So that's it. I've got hundreds of photos actually. I'm going to share some more on my blog very soon, but finding that right setting, it doesn't always happen, but I think being a real life place and somewhere I've visited, I could really put myself in the position of the girls and use the location to my advantage. So thanks to Kevin, who allowed me to come and hang out and look around the land properly. And yeah, it's all being demolished now for houses, and a little bit of history being lost, but progress has to be made. And yeah, if you read the book, I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you can now picture the setting a little bit more in your mind. And it's RAF Upwood, and there's lots of other photos and information online.